How many of you love going to Priya Village Roadshow? Confused? Well then, let's rephrase this question. How many of you love going to PVR? Now that's familiar, isn't it? Well, no matter how much we love binge-watching movies at our home, still the experience of watching a film with family or friends is always exciting. And PVR is the one who built all the super experience for us. Now, do you know how a small local movie theater in Delhi turned into a pioneer multiplex industry? Let's find that out in this video. Long before the multiplex culture started in India, audiences would watch movies in single-screen theaters. These theaters had only 4 shows in a day, 1 movie at a time. Now, as the next movie would release, the earlier movie would go off-screen. Although the 70mm screen experience was larger than life, many challenges were faced by the audiences, like overcrowding, unclean facilities, inadequate washrooms, improper air conditioning, and so on. The theatre owners too had their fair share of problems. For them, everything depended on the movie. If it flopped, they had to bear huge losses. Now, one such theatre was Priya Love Vikas Cinema in Delhi, which was acquired by Ajay Bijli's father in 1978. This theatre hardly saw any footfall as opposed to their competitors, and thus was making losses. Now, Ajay was a movie enthusiast and did not enjoy working in his father's transport business. Hence, he decided to turn this theatre around and make it a successful movie theatre. Now, Ajay started studying the surrounding markets and their demographics to create a plan. He decided to start playing English movies in theatres, introduced Dolby sound systems, transformed the interiors with aesthetics, and hired cleaning and catering staff with neat uniforms to maintain them. Soon, Priya Cinema became the go-to place for youngsters, and as a result, it attracted outlets like McDonald's, Archie's, and so on. Everything was going well, but in 1992, Ajay's father passed away, and the responsibility of the transport business came on his shoulders. Ajay gave his best to manage it, but his effort was completely trashed by a subsequent fire accident that led to the close down of the transport business. After this incident, Ajay decided to focus completely on the movie theatre market. But now he was clueless on how to expand this small movie theatre business. Soon he learned that an Australian media major, Village Roadshow, was keen to enter the Indian market. Ajay jumped at this opportunity and contacted John Crawford, the managing director of Village Roadshow in Singapore, for a quick meeting. He presented a business plan for a joint venture deal, and thus Priya Village Roadshow, also known as PVR, was formed. Soon, India's first ever multiplex, PVR Anupam, was built in Delhi, with 4 screens that showcased 24 shows a day. By 2000, the company had more than 12 screens. Things were going great, but a great tragedy in the form of the 9/11 attacks happened. And Village Roadshow decided to pull out from the business. As a result, Priya Cinemas had to buy back 40% of the stake, leaving them in huge losses. Projects worth more than 100 crores came to a standstill. Now Ajay had only 2 options: surrender and give up, or fight. And of course, he chose the latter. Ajay somehow managed to stay afloat for some time, but Renuka Ramnath of ICICI Venture supported PVR to raise funds worth ₹80 crores. This inspired Ajay to go big, and finally, PVR released an IPO that fetched funds worth more than 170 crores. Now fueled with passion and surplus funds, PVR started expanding aggressively, taking the brand to every town and suburb across the nation. As of 2020, PVR has more than 845 screens across 71 cities in India. And their production banner, PVR Pictures, is the largest independent distributor for Hollywood in India. They have also tied up with global movie streaming service Mubi to take over the OTT market. PVR's story tells us that failures are temporary if you dare to think big. No matter how small you start, one should not limit their aspirations. So, are you ready to think big? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to visit the Empower website to learn more about entrepreneurship. Happy learning!